Daily Horoscope for January 18, 2018. Aries. There is often a nuance of things which you wouldn't handle in the same manner. Today isn't the time for regrets. Keep forging ahead without asking questions and live the present moment. This is surely the best thing to do for you. Your positive nature needs to be the key element in the midst of everything else. Your private life is a protected area and you're the incorruptible caretaker. You should be given credit for that, and if on top of that you manage to put aside your possessive nature, which isn't essential, with a little more flexibility, but also if you let your emotions do the talking, it'll be even better. Pluto and Saturn in Capricorn intensify your latent tendency for anxiety. This often makes you irritable. You like sharing your know-how but not too much. It's mainly the impression that one plunders your knowledge, which you hate more than anything, but you don't actually completely close the door. Taurus, your partner will be angry at you for putting so much pressure on them. You often treat your lover like a work colleague or collaborator. Don't behave at home in the same way as you do in the office. Don't ruin such a beautiful love story by being too bossy. Your straightforward personality could leave a few potential suitors speechless today, my single friend. Knowing what you want is a good thing, but an overly direct approach could backfire on the love front. You could miss out on a beautiful encounter if you're not open-minded enough. Being too dynamic often causes your stress levels to rise. Play a sport or take part in a hobby that would allow you to blow off some steam. Don't be such a tyrant. You don't need to be so bossy for people to listen to you in the workplace. Quite the opposite, in fact. Being friendly while working to the standard that is expected of you will help you raise your profile. Gemini, global warming is definitely not a risk in your sign today. Tensions are rising and it feels more like you've gone back to Ice Age. The Venus-Uranus square is doing nothing to soften your mood, and you're giving your partner the cold shoulder, to say the least. Don't be surprised if they end up steering clear of you altogether by this evening. You're flitting from one person to the next in your desperate quest to find true love. The Venus-Uranus square is making you picky, and you won't think twice before kicking your suitors to the curb. What's more, if they're not up to scratch in the bedroom, then you'll waste no time in telling them so. How would you like it if the shoe were on the other foot? The Moon-Jupiter square is causing you to drag your feet. You can't wait for the day to be over. The Venus-Uranus square is bringing out your devious side. You're looking for your colleague's Achilles heel in order to use it against them and come out on top. You'll be as sweet as candy to their faces and then stab them in the back as soon as they're not looking. Cancer, dominant, submissive relationships are a lot more common than you think. You get on well with your partner as long as they follow your lead or you follow theirs. One of you clearly wears the trousers at home. What about your sex life? Are you dominant or submissive in the bedroom? You can tell straight away that you caught somebody's eye today. But they won't be brave enough to come and hit on you. How could you break the ice? Keep it simple, ask them if they want to meet up for a coffee sometime soon. Your beautiful smile and incredibly genuine nature could win pretty much anybody over. You're not exactly feeling on top of your game, but you will try everything in your power to keep on moving forward today. You're about to turn over a new leaf in this domain, much to your delight. Be as responsive as you can and take initiatives today. The sooner you identify your new professional objectives, the easier you will find it to move your career forward. Leo, exchanges don't always head in the direction you wished for, but it's essential that harmony is the only goal in your couple. Neither winners nor losers. This could actually be the only ideal solution, but it's a long way to go, and the state of mind varies depending on the moments. Venus forces you to highlight your wide variety of talents to seduce. This is where it seems as if nothing can stop you, and you give yourself the necessary means to have a winner's attitude. You might have the habit of postponing certain responsibilities to make room for a well-deserved relaxation. Uranus might grant you some freedom which will allow you to recharge your batteries. Don't refuse this substantial break that could come along at the right time and boost your motivations and make them even stronger. Virgo, Venus and Uranus are getting under your skin and encouraging you to make some changes in your love life. no matter how daunting it may seem at first. Your relationship will flourish as a result, and you'll vow to stop sitting on the sidelines from now on. This is just one of your good resolutions for the new year. A new recruit at work has made a big impression on you. You can't take your eyes off them and will do everything in your power to make sure you find yourselves on the same team. You are keen to find out more about them and, most importantly, find out whether they are single. Don't make it so obvious though. You've got a lot on your plate and will need an extra pair of hands in order to get everything done. Don't run yourself down to the ground when help is on hand. You've got a crush on a colleague and it has become a pure pleasure to go into work every morning. Matters of the heart aside, you're keeping on top of your tasks and are ready to show your boss what you're capable of. Good on you. Libra, you've got your loved one wrapped around your little finger and they won't think twice before following your orders. The Jupiter-Pluto sextile is bringing out your fiery side and your partner can't hide their excitement. You'll throw caution to the wind and book that vacation of a lifetime, no matter how expensive it may be. You only live once, after all. Dear single, your kind heart and generous nature make you good relationship material. You've had enough of your single status and want to find someone to share your life with. A certain someone is showing an interest in you and you are advised to take it slowly and let destiny do the rest. All the ingredients are there and the rest will happen when the time is right. The Sun-Uranus square is a sign of circulation problems to come. Speak to doctor as soon as there is a hint of trouble. You like the idea of being your own boss and finally feel ready to take that all-important step and go it alone. You've got all angles covered and have done your research thoroughly in order to increase your chances of success. You don't want to dive in at the deep end without being prepared. Scorpio, you cannot really understand your other half, but you will allow them to go out with their friends, as that's what will make them happy today. Don't lecture your partner about not spending enough time with you, he or she simply needs to clear their mind this Thursday. Even if you would have liked to be invited to. You're not sure about someone trying to chat to you online today. You're not ready to meet up in real life with that person just yet, and a virtual relationship isn't what you want in this domain. Explain it to them as tactfully as you can, but don't delete them from your contact list. You could change your mind at some point in the future. You are great at dealing with stress throughout the day, but you are totally exhausted at night as a result. Have a rest. You're in the mood to climb up the professional ladder, and you know how to set realistic objectives for yourself in this domain. Keeping your feet on the ground at all times is the best way to avoid painful reality checks in the future. Sagittarius, you lack time and this is what is causing trouble. This is also certainly the right time to make some room for your couple life as the pace you've been maintaining isn't doing so. If you were to review your priorities, it could give your couple the rightful place. Your desire might head towards the intellectual today. Assuming that combining the useful and pleasant isn't totally without foundation, you have a great chance at experiencing a mix of genres. You never turn your back to the first difficulty which comes along, and this is a great quality which you often put forward. Your talent as a negotiator might be put to test today and you might run short of arguments. Regardless of your sector, you need to be creative to convince and you're stimulated by such challenges. Capricorn, stars inspire you. Good for you as you need to bring novelty in your couple so that you don't fall into the passion killer routine. Determined to get your relationship back on the track of passion, you boost your partner so that he accepts to be freer, more natural. Just like you. Buddy Singleton, you've noticed that someone has had their eye on you for a while. Today, you'll give this person a shot. You'll get rid of common preconceptions and give the latter the benefit of the doubt. Indeed, you got a whiff of this person's reputation and some of his actions. You prefer to judge on performance. You're overflowing with energy, but you'll have the habit of scattering yourself, due to your need to handle everything, know everything and experience everything. Uranus continues to look for squabbles, but luckily Jupiter is by your side. You should be able to express your ideas, present your projects and be heard. You have many ideas and your entourage won't always be able to keep up with them. Aquarius, if you're tempted to pick holes in your partner today, then think twice, as it could come back to bite you on the butt. If your partner feels like they're under attack, then they'll only end up in distancing themselves from you. The warning signs are there, so make sure you take them seriously. You're under the impression that you're walking on eggshells, and quite rightly so. If you decide to take a risk in love today, then bear in mind that you could get hurt in the process. The Sun-Uranus square is encouraging you to act recklessly, but you'll only have yourself to blame if you take its advice. Your head is in the clouds and you're living in a fantasy world. The sooner you come back down to earth, the better. The moon is joining forces with Mars in your sky, and your health is about to take a turn for the worse. Fortunately, it will only be temporary. You feel like you've gone down a dead end with your career and don't know whether to cut your losses and get out or carry on slaving away in the hope that the situation changes. The Sun-Uranus square is making you realize that not everything is as it seems. Pisces, be as understanding as you can and don't let small details upset you so much. Easier said than done with Venus moving into your shadow sector today. You can find it difficult to identify the things you and your other half disagree on. Shame, as you're ready to go out of your way to prove how much you love them this Thursday. If you meet someone today, don't expect to spend the rest of your life with that person. You won't have much in common. You're simply attracted to each other from a physical point of view, and bored of spending most of your time alone. You won't have a lot to say to each other. A one-night affair is just about as far as you two will go together. You're exhausted, but you find it impossible to go to bed early. Get some fresh air and empty your mind. Don't be afraid to chase your dreams today. Determined to move your career forward, you will finally take the initiatives you've had in mind for a while today. Mercury will help you meet your professional expectations in no time.